Hi, I'm Lisa Greenfield with Truth in Hand, and it's time for your Daily Tarot. This is the week of March 27th through April 2nd, and we've got an epic full moon with 5 planets, count them 5, in Aries this week. And I'm going to dive into that in just a moment. But first, I did want to let you know, if you're curious about you, there's more tools at TruthinHand.com, like astrology, tarot, and my favorite, the map of you in your hands, all there to give you some inside track. All right, now on to the week. It's interesting. We've got spring just starting, right? And the card of the week that came up is the Guardian, which is typically, this is in the traditional tarot, this is the death card, but the death card is really more of a stand-in for winter, which means just the natural end to things. It's not a scary card, and it rarely signifies a physical death. That's another card in the deck. This card is really about the slow change, the inevitable change of what's old ending and what's new beginning. And it's fascinating because with the cards in the astrology we've got this week, the theme is really about the worst is over, the winter has passed, particularly for those of us in the northern hemisphere. We've got the proof of it around us that, spring is on its way. So it's really about, if last week we had the Five of Cups, if it was really about breaking up with your past, this week the Guardian says it's time to give it a decent send-off, all right? And ritual helps to let go of the past so that you are ready and prepared for the new that's coming in. And you're going to want to do that because on Monday we have not only a new moon, but we have the Green Woman, which is endless abundance. It's new growth. It's new opportunity. It's so interesting. We have the death card followed by the very first card of the week on this new moon with the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus all in Aries. All right. So it's like, wow, the first sign of the zodiac. New beginnings. Everywhere you look, new beginnings. But Mars has moved into Taurus, and it's a little bit slower moving, and it's trine Neptune, and ultimately, sextile Neptune, and ultimately moves into the trine with Pluto. So it says there's action required, but not just yet. You need to kind of inch your way into all of those new opportunities, plugging into the community that you're involved in a way that really anchors the new as opposed to the old story, which is why it's good to have that ritual and let go of the past. And Tuesday we're going to have a reason for that because we've got the Eight of Arrows, and we've got the T-square being activated again. We've got the moon opposite Jupiter and square Pluto. So it's pulling us out of, and interestingly enough, Aries, Libra, and Cancer are the 3 signs that tend to get involved in triangles. One of the reasons for that is because they're learning how to do intimacy and vulnerability. Capricorn is the perfectionist. So with what's going on with this today, that Eight of Arrows, 8s are always what you put out there comes back to you, and the arrows are our mind. So this is where if we keep on believing the old story, then we'll go ahead and recreate it, but we don't have to. It's dead. Let it go. Give it the burial. Let it rest. There's a new beginning. There's a fresh start. There's a new story waiting for you. Okay? You're only ever as stuck as you think you are. And we get more proof of why there's good news on Wednesday with this Page of Vessels. Now, otters, which I loved. Have you ever seen a happier animal than an otter? I mean, not too many. But anyway, this Page of Vessels often signifies a happy surprise. And we've got Mercury semi-square Neptune. So here's where you start to see where some of the disruption of your newness can be brought to the community around you in a way that invigorates it rather than tips it upside down. Okay, so with that happy surprise, it's like, wow, I can actually see where, okay, wanting something different or choosing a different direction can help people. It can anchor them in, giving them permission to try something a little bit different for them too. And everybody works it out together. So not bad, right? And then we move into Thursday, and we've got the Ace of Bows, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, Do we have the astrology to back this one up? Let me just check this here. We've got the moon conjunct Mars. We've got Jupiter square Pluto. We've got moon trine Pluto, but that's more towards the day's end. Now, with all those heavy hitters in the mix and the Ace of Bows, this is where some of that newness, the abundance around you takes spark. Moon Mars typically wants to move into action, but it can be that knee-jerk reaction, that's the old conditioning. So with Jupiter square Pluto, it's like, remember, you have more options. You don't have to respond to the same situation, that you think you're in the same way. And maybe it will reveal itself as not the same situation. There's that trine to Pluto at the end of the day. It's like, if you treat it differently, it may show you that it is different. Okay, that's that Ace of Bows today. And then we move into Friday, and we've got the Page of Arrows. Now, with 2 pages, and this one being the one for the inner critic, that can be a little bit of, the old story where things are working against you. And today it's all about managing the mind, because we've got the moon moving into Gemini, which is an idea. Can go grab an idea here, an idea there, all these different facts. But the facts, don't decide anything. It's how we feel about those facts. And with the moon sextile Venus, we want to feel better about it. So it's like, I don't care if it does feel like there's, difficulties being or conspiring against you. You have the ability to make a real impact here. And that's your invitation. Don't let your mind take you down the path of what what won't work, what you didn't get. Instead, use it to go, all right, how do I do this differently and get a different outcome? Right? We want to upend the definition of insanity, which is repeating the same actions and expecting a different outcome. Okay, choose a different action. And it's going to pay off for you, because Saturday we've got the 3 of Bows. Hello. Now with Moon square Neptune, it does say that there are adjustments that need to be made between what makes you feel good and how you plug into the community. The 3 of Bows says you're almost there. This is the ship is in the harbor. It may not be at the dock yet, but it's sailing your direction. So you can see where having that different conversation, approaching it differently gets you a different outcome. And that really kicks in on Sunday, where we've got the 6 of Bows. Hello. Love this, all right? This is abundance. So it's like we start the week with the Green Woman, which is fertility, abundance, all of that richness. And we end the week with more abundance. And 6s are always that Virgo number, that healing, we are intact into ourselves. So, and the fire is that intuition. It's the believe place. So when you believe it, you will see it. And this is a week to believe. All those fresh starts offer so many rich opportunities, not the least of which is to bring a different story and a few different actions to it. All right? I'm Lisa Greenfield. Thanks for joining me. I look forward to talking to you next week.